Welcome to our post-match coverage on WION World of Cricket. I am Isha Hanspal. Before going into their innings, Afghanistan knew that they have conceded more runs than they'd have liked in the first innings. Up top, a partnership stand of 127 between Gurbaz and Zadran. Ibrahim Zadran posted his best knock of the tournament so far with figures of 87 of 113. Together, Gurbaz and Zadran piled up those much-needed runs. Afghanistan's run rate at this point is better than Pakistan's in as many overs. Some slopping fielding on Pakistan's part. Shaheen Shah Afridi missed the four that Gurbaz hit there, if you remember that one. And then a brilliant catch by Usama Mir of Shaheen Shah's delivery that befalls the very crucial wicket of Ramanullah Gurbaz, who posted a quick-fire 65 of 53 deliveries. Now that gives Pakistan the much-needed breakthrough after 21 overs. But lo and behold, you can have the scorecards on your screens right up there. Another partnership between Zadran and Rahmat Shah settles in, slow and assured partnership there before Hassan Ali takes Ibrahim Zadran's wicket. And the Pakistan bowlers are simply not able to crack the code. Captain Shahidi comes in, another assured partnership between Rahmat Shah and him. The long and short of it, Afghanistan win by 8 wickets, causing another upset of the 2023 ODI World Cup, breaking their 7-0 ODI jinx against Pakistan. Pakistan's spotless record against Afghanistan tarnished. Dav, what more with me here in the studio smiling. What do you make of this Afghanistan team?
I was really
I
happy.
remember you saying in the mid-innings show that you weren't really happy with their spin attack.
Yeah.
I had faith in them. We'll come back to that later. But
Well,
what do you make of this Afghanistan
The spin
team?
attack, because I didn't get as many wickets, but that's okay. I'm so happy because I did say that, you know, this young batting group is potentially going to win some games. And I thought it was a little bit beyond them today. But I was hoping for a really good game. But, you know, I find myself thinking more of the lines of a really strong, big victory rather than upset. You know, it probably is a small upset, I would think. But I kept just in my own mind thinking this is a huge victory, like a strong victory. 8 wickets, chasing 280.
Yeah.
With losing
and 1 over remaining.
And an over remaining. It is a fantastic victory, and I'm really happy for them. Sad for Pakistan, obviously, but the effect it has on the leaderboard, is even more interesting now. But Isha, I have to say, give you a big tick because you were the one that stuck to your guns and thought that Afghanistan would win, and they did.
Thank you so much. I did have faith in the batting, to be very honest, and just how they displayed that today. Dav, if we can just take a look at this. And the partnership stands played different roles at different points in time, especially the one between between Gurbaz,
they set the tone. 130, right?
Absolutely, 127
in 20 overs and 1 ball. You know, that's more than 6 runs, 6 and over. So that was the one that set the tone, and I was particularly pleased with Gurbaz. Because he's been guilty of underperforming in the second half. If he's chasing runs, he seems to just give it away. And I was
and I
really
think he got
interested.
this off 53, if I'm not mistaken. He got his 65 off only 53 deliveries.
Yeah. So he was motoring along really nicely, and set the tone. You know, put the pressure back on the opposition. They were always thinking, "Oh, we'll just get one. You know, we'll open up one end and we'll get a few more." But it just never happened. You know, perhaps the wicket was sort of eased out a little bit, but not taking anything away. You know, and I was really, really pleased. I was really watching every ball of that chase, and you know, you can see the smile on my face. I'm very happy for them because I think they deserved it, and they have the potential. They have the potential to win more.
So definitely not a flash in the pan after that win against England.
Well,
like you said, they
that's
have
not a
the
flash
potential.
in the pan. No, well, that's obviously it's not a flash in the pan, but you know, because they haven't had as much experience. Haven't played as many games. They don't seem to get the big invitations for the big teams. They haven't got a home ground in their own country. You know, so they're like nomads. They switch from Noida to the UAE and wherever, and So I'm really happy that they're able to show the world, that they really are improving.
If we can just pull up the scorecard once again, I want to speak about their batting display today. The partnership stand between Gurbaz and Zadran served the purpose of piling up those runs up front, putting the pressure on opposition. Then come in Zadran and Rahmat Shah. They serve a slightly different purpose, a slow, assured innings, getting those, making sure that not one of them gets out primarily. And then you have even the captain's knock, I thought today was commendable, the one between Shahidi and Rahmat Shah. And Rahmat Shah towards the end, in the last few overs, hitting those big fours.
Surely.
Again, they sped up the run rate a little bit more when they knew that they had to chase that total over there. I think the batting display performance was played out very judiciously. And they did not falter. They did not lose their confidence at any point.
They were in control, weren't they?
They were in
just
control,
looked assured. They looked skillful. And they performed with their skill. They executed their skill really well. The sad thing in Pakistan let them off the hook a couple of times with some poor fielding. But that comes from pressure. It comes from pressure. And these guys did a wonderful job. They paced their chase really, really well. At the start, they put the pressure on, and they kept going. Usually as a fielding team, you say get one will lead to two will lead to three. Not today, boyo. They looked like they're really focused, and they wanted to win, and they played accordingly.
Just because I want to dissect it more, would you say that Afghanistan looked so brilliant because of the way Pakistan fielded and even bowled in there?
It was a brilliant performance, but it's okay to say Pakistan didn't bowl very well. Perhaps early on with Harris Rauf again, he was guilty of bowling wide and short. Just helped Gurbaz and that opening partnership get away a little bit too easily. His second over, I think, was a maiden, but the first one again he got knocked around. So. I wouldn't say that Pakistan bowled. A couple of times they bowled badly, but other than that, that was the batsmanship. It was the batsmanship. How many play and misses did we see? Not that many. How many false shots in the air? Not that many. So it was a complete, focused effort in that run chase, and I was so pleased to see it because, chasing a score, there's an extra little bit of pressure, scoreboard, 280. It was, everyone should be very happy with that one.
Even Ibrahim Zadran, with his innings today, I think today was his best knock of the tournament so far.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Ibrahim Zadran.
Yes. Everyone's.
He threatened. He looked all these top 5, 6 players. They look technically pretty sound. It's the mental ability to withstand that pressure and play accordingly. Today they showed a little glimpse of what they're capable of, And I know. I've seen them. This doesn't really surprise me. I was hoping, but I didn't think. I thought it was a bit beyond them. But today they really did stamp their authority and shown a lot of people what they're capable of. So the teams that are playing them in the next few games,
watch out.
They're really going to have to do their homework big time and ensure that they don't get a run on.
Just to summarize the bowling performances of both the teams, now this was a spinner's paradise, but one where the Afghanistan spinners, as you yourself dissected in the mid-innings show, did not come to the party.
That's the 3 main ones.
Absolutely. And also Pakistan bowlers in general did not really perform well. They were just not able to crack the Afghanistan batting lineup. Would you say it was a bowler's disaster today?
It was, wasn't it? When you look at 2 wickets taken in the second half, and in the first half, how many wickets did they lose? They only lost... Pakistan, they lost 7, so it's 9 for the game, right? That's not many when there's a potential 20 to be taken. It wasn't a really a bowler's game, but I think also a little word about Noor Ahmed, the young guy that came in for his first match
3 scalps.
and took 3 wickets, and bamboozled a little bit, you know. That's the third left arm wrist spinner we've seen in this tournament. And he's also, you know, he's also showing that he should be in the squad as an option to come in. Hard for him to displace those three main spinners. So he has to just bide his time and just wait for the right opportunity. Like today, they played 4 of them, and it was a good decision in the end.
To have a word on the pitch, what do you make of the Chennai pitch? Like, even in the second half, it was still dry. It was technically Pakistan should have got those wickets. What exactly was happening, and what should teams watch out for when they go into the next match?
Well, it changes a little bit, you know. Like this is the same pitch that Australia played India. And we saw the surface get disturbed very early in that Australia batting first half. So it says to me that the surface wasn't as hard as what it was today. So there you are. I mean, so when it's a little harder, it becomes a little easier to negotiate either spin or pace. Particularly the ball that Steve Smith played forward to Jadeja, brilliant ball, drew him into it because it was coming in, forced him to play, and it's straightened, top of off stump. That doesn't happen today because the surface was harder. You know, no grass, so it's not going to fly off, but it's harder and it's a little bit more trusting bounce. That's the difference I felt between the first match there and the same wicket in this match.
Thereby also making it difficult for Pakistan to take wickets.
Yeah. But then again, you know, they won the toss, and I think Afghanistan, if I remember rightly, their captain said we would have batted as well. But coming back to your statistics, another instance where win the toss, lose the game.
Jinx of the toss.
Lose the toss, win the game. That's happened so often.
So often. Yeah. I think it's 5 games out of 22 now after this match, where only 5 teams who have won the toss and won the game as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we start calling it the jinx of winning the toss already.
Let's just say we're perceptive. It's a statistic. We can't really ignore it. But it's interesting to keep a little tab on that as we go along. Yeah.
What do you think is happening still, just for the sake of conjecturing there? With winning the toss and losing the game.
Yeah. Well,
is it that the teams are failing to read the pitch? Also, Pakistan played in similar subcontinent conditions. But they haven't toured India in a very long time. So do you think that could have
I was thinking about that too. So we were saying, 16 times, right? The tosses, you lose the toss.
Yes. Today being the 17th.
17th, okay. Yes. 17 times you lose the toss, you win the game. And my little research on that before today, out of the let's say 16 before today, out of the 16, 11 of those tosses that they won, so 11 times the opposition wins it, they elected to bowl second, or bat second, and they lose the game. So they're thinking because of the dew maybe, and I felt that the very first game when we saw the replay of last World Cup, England playing New Zealand and Ahmedabad, that the New Zealand team chasing 280 odd, not the easiest, they did it so easily. Yeah. You know, under lights. And I think the second match also was a little easy under lights, so teams thought, it looks like the trend might be to bat second and becomes a little bit easier.
So they're over-accounting for the dew factor a little too much.
Yeah, possibly, you know, and not just the dew, but maybe the ball kisses and just skids on a little bit, which makes it a bit easier, so there's not much deviation. But to counteract that, you know, if you're bowling first, you know, it's a lot of sun, so you know you've got to. It's a trade-off. You've got to balance that out about, you know, are we good enough to do your 3.5 hours, your 50 overs in the hot sun? Yeah. For the ability to bat second, hopefully a little bit easier on the surface and a bit of dew. Hasn't worked, has it?
Also, I think the statistics would vary on the days there are double headers. If I'm not mistaken, I think one of those matches where New Zealand got it right, they played in the morning.
Yeah.
They played in the first half of the day. So there goes your dew factor being accounted for.
Well, that was, that was... there's been two double headers, isn't there?
There've been two double headers so far. No, there've been more than that, I think.
Was there?
I'm losing track of that. More importantly, I'm not really sure who has been adjudged the player of the match. I'm going to request for that being sent to me. Who was your player of the match, Dav, before we actually find out who was adjudged the player of the match?
I would say one of the batters here in Afghanistan. If you're looking at the bowling efforts, then young Noor Ahmed, but I think, chasing a total of 280, certainly one of the batters. I don't know, I'll probably go with either Zadran or Ramat Shah.
Yeah.
He saw it right through. And I've seen him for a few years. He looks a very good player. Perhaps he's been underperforming a little bit, but he looks a very good player. And I think, as I said, I'm excited for this team.
So yeah, it is Ibrahim Zadran. He has been adjudged the player of the match.
Ibrahim Zadran.
Yeah,
good on him. It's his highest score, right, in the World Cup for Afghanistan. And congratulations to him.
Yeah.
And there's a few others too. Needs congrats.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay. There is numbers. He gets 87, 113 balls, 10 fours. And strike rate of 76. Like
sometimes
I said,
he lives in the shadows of his partner. Everyone talks about Rahman Allah Gurbaz, and so we should. But he's also just in the background, working hard, getting some runs, and slowly building up confidence. And now he's got an 87. He's got a man of the match.
Yeah. I feel in today's match he did what was expected of him. He actually managed to stabilize the innings even after Gurbaz was taken.
Yeah. The challenge for him now will be that the next time he goes to bat, takes guard, you're on naught. Every time it's a brand new game, it's a brand new set of circumstances, new wicket. That's the challenge now. You've got to work really hard again to reproduce an effort like that.
Before we go further, a word on Pakistan's fielding. Do you think that was a function of the pressure that Afghanistan put on them, or that's one area that they really, this was not a one-off? So do you think that this is something that they really want to, they really should be working on?
Surely, yeah. I mean, the discussion about fielding with Pakistan seems to be ongoing for a long, long time. There are certain days they do really well. Not that many, though. Yeah. So you ask, what's the reason? I think a combination, Isha, between some pressure, of wanting to keep the runs down because we can't lose to Afghanistan, God forbid. So I think a little bit of that pressure, but also just not natural athletes. They just can improve a lot.
Okay.
They can improve a lot. They're outfielding and they're infielding. They're throwing okay.
On the athleticism bit.
Yeah, I don't know, it's inbuilt. It's not something new, though. It's been happening for a long, long time, years, in fact. So, that's always seems to be a topic that is discussed negatively. Yeah. It didn't help today, that's for sure.
Yeah, a tip from the ex-Pakistan coach there. Let's also take a look at the points table, which we thought would be changing the other way. There it is.
Oh, look at that.
Right from, I think they were 10th when they started the match.
Afghanistan up to number 6.
Up to number 6 now. Pakistan have not been able to displace Australia. They would have done it had they won this match.
Okay, now if South Africa win tomorrow against Bangladesh, that top 6 doesn't change, right? You still have Pakistan at 4 and Pakistan at 4 and Afghanistan at 4 at the 5th and 6th spot.
Yeah, if Bangladesh win tomorrow,
if Bangladesh win, then you're getting a nice logjam, But it's a period. I would think South Africa, right? I would think tomorrow, which would mean that Bangladesh is lamenting down there with only one win.
Yeah.
And then Netherlands, they play Australia the following day on Wednesday, and you would think Australia would win. So
you could perhaps also think that Netherlands would.
Well, I'll wait until...
It's possible.
Yeah, I'll wait for your prediction.
Yeah, I get the
we'll
feeling
know.
usually at the start of day, but it is possible.
It is possible,
It is quite
surely.
possible, yeah.
But I'm just going on the balance of probabilities.
Yeah.
That Australia, and it's at, where is it? At Delhi. Good batting track. You need power and muscle there, and Australia's got that in spades, lots of it. Netherlands, it's not quite the same power, but they can surprise. We've had a little upset there earlier on. Let's see.
Also, the likes of David Warner have performed in their previous games. Still before that, you couldn't really say that about Australian batting lineup as well in this tournament.
Yeah, and if the catch had been taken by Osama Mir, he was out for 10 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way it goes sometimes.
So can happen. Netherlands can win that one as well.
You can. Something else can fly too, I guess.
Sure.
But look, but we're making an assessment based on the balance of probabilities, and sure, we can be wrong. I was wrong today.
So am I actually, because statistics show that Australia haven't played like Australia, and Netherlands have played quite impressively.
Yes, but Australia's on the way up,
yes.
right? They look
course.
like they're getting, mainly because of that leg spinner coming back in the middle overs and doing the business. That's what he has to do. That's what he's paid to do.
Yeah.
You earn your money properly, So now it looks as though his rhythm's back, and he's a pretty important member of that bowling attack.
Yeah, I was just playing the devil's advocate here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go over to some comments we've been getting for you, Dav, on No More with What More. First, a congratulatory message for Team Afghanistan from Azatullah, who says, "Long live Afghanistan." Congratulations to your cricket team there, Azatullah.
Okay. Yeah.
Jalal says, "Dear Afghan cricket team, congratulations on your outstanding win against Pakistan team in the Cricket World Cup 2023. Your performance was truly remarkable, and you have made our country and your fans very proud."
Isha, I just wonder also if these fans or people writing in are saying those things because it's an upset. For me, it's not quite an upset. For me, it's a strong victory, you know. As I said earlier, if people are referring to as an upset, more and more I think about it, I don't think it's an upset as per se. It's a fantastic, strong victory. That's made a statement. Yeah,
they're not the T20 side that one touted them to be.
No.
Yeah.
Have a good look at that team. You'll see it's a beauty. Well done.
Okay. Yojak says, "This Afghanistan team gives me the vibes of the Indian team of 1983. No one considered both the teams in their two initial World Cups. India did wonders in their third. Afghanistan is slowly climbing up the same stairs."
Well,
is there some truth in that?
If that happens, then good for them.
But does it give you the flashbacks of the Indian team in 1983?
Oh, that was a huge upset to win the World Cup, right? They're not going to win the World Cup. I'm pretty sure of that. But they can take giant leaps towards, becoming more competitive in the future. And I feel that'll happen. Their development is coming along just nicely.
So Afghanistan have won only 3 games in all the World Cups that they have played so far, and 2 of them come in this edition of the ICC ODI World Cup, against England, the title holders, and against Pakistan, who were the #1 team just a few months back.
So, their challenge now is to try and nick another one, try and win another one in this series. And they'll be going home as heroes for sure. But maybe it takes a bit of time, Isha, right? It takes a few World Cups to really, shine and be maybe a favourite one day. Who knows?
But just how that stat just showed you, they've got 2 of their wins amongst the 3 in this particular World
series.
Cup.
Wonderful.
Okay, Anand says, okay, here's another dramatic comment, just as we were trying to discuss. Can we expect Netherlands versus Australia as the next upset in New Delhi? Everyone loves these upsets in group stages. They want the tournament wide open, basically.
It's going to be weird looking at an orange shirt and a yellow shirt. It's really odd to see that on the field. Look, the balance of probabilities, I'm sure
Point
everybody
towards
would
Australia
agree.
winning it.
It is possible. Anything's possible,
Yeah.
but I doubt it very much.
Okay, Anand Dav says perhaps not on the balance of probability, but I'm with you. I really think Netherlands can possibly win it.
Yeah.
Let's see how I feel on that particular day, but I think it is possible.
We heard it.
It is possible.
It's on record now. Yeah.
Okay, Nimit says, won't call this an upset. Oh, here's another one, Dav. He agrees with you, won't call this an upset. Yeah. Afghanistan beats Pakistan and quite comfortably. As of now, Netherlands and Pakistan seem to be out of the World Cup. Yeah, look,
statistics is one thing. We know that in 7 attempts, they failed. And if going on that alone, you'd say, yeah, it'll be 8-0, as Akil told us. Nikhil told us at the break of innings. And then you had India chasing that score of 280, was another 280 odd?
I don't recall.
Yeah, the highest run chase in a World Cup was a lot less than that. So you think, oh, they can't do that, but they did, and they did it in style.
Yeah.
So statistics are one thing. I think that's just a guide. You need to make a decision, make your own mind up, looking at a number of other factors. So. Yeah, I mean, we've got Australia playing Netherlands. Netherlands never... I wonder how many times Netherlands played Australia. Probably once or never. So, yeah, it can happen, but I don't think so.
Okay. Here's a look at Pakistan's road ahead, considering they are in the 5th spot now.
Yeah.
They go up against South Africa, Bangladesh, New Zealand, and then England. Some tough ones lined up for them.
Yeah,
we were discussing this when we compare this to Team Australia's fixtures.
Just looking at it straight away, you think maybe Bangladesh, they'd feel confident. South Africa and New Zealand are teams above.
Yeah.
They're in the zone of semi-final. England, okay, they're languishing. They're languishing down the bottom. England are down the bottom today, and so they'll have a game where they play Bangladesh, who they think they can win, and the bottom team at the moment, England, which nobody ever would have guessed that. So I doubt very much if they're going to win. They've only won 2, right? We think they've got to win all 4. If it takes 6 to get in, they're going to win all 4.
All 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Any chance for Afghanistan to make it a top 4? Considering there you
Sri Lanka,
considering
Netherlands.
we just have to get the calculation straight.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to the first 2. I tell you, certainly in the next fixture. I don't know where it is. However, I'm pretty sure they can account for Netherlands, and then it becomes a real, experience, learning curve for them. Hopefully they can win, but it's still a huge learning curve against Australia and South Africa. And who knows, countries like Australia might invite Afghanistan to come and play. And they, in fact, called it off. It was a test match.
Okay.
That I think it was during COVID. They were due to travel. They called it off.
I do think this will be an interesting fixture. Netherlands.
Yes.
Even Sri Lanka, actually.
Yeah. Look, I'm eagerly looking forward to those 2. Sri Lanka don't want to take them lightly, that's for sure. Yeah.
Okay, a few more comments very quickly. Mona says, what a match. We just witnessed such quality batting. Afghanistan was fully in control throughout the second innings. Would you say they were fully in control?
Absolutely correct.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Mona. Dav agrees with you. Abe says, what a team performance, what a chase, well done. Lots of Afghanistan fans here.
Ditto. Yeah, wonderful.
Izu says, Afghanistan, you did it again, beat Pakistan by 8 wickets. Absolute pleasure to witness the growth of Afghanistan cricket.
Yeah, I totally agree. And,
ditto to all of that, yes.
Sounds like he's an avid fan of cricket and Afghanistan, and appreciates the development of the team as much as I do. Yeah.
Okay, Sahil says, Alexa, play Dil Dil Pakistan. Translated to Heart Heart Pakistan.
Bad luck.
Sorry, Sahil. Unfortunately, your team lost today, but all the very best for their future fixtures.
Spare a thought for them, eh? Gee,
Absolutely.
they're going to be really disappointed. It's 3 in a row now.
Yeah.
And the people won't be happy in Lahore, Pakistan. A lot of supporters will be upset. What do? You just got to go through it sometimes and ensure that it hasn't been a waste. Whatever decisions you make, it has to be for the best of Pakistan cricket.
Where do you think the change needs to come in now, Dav? Is it like we discussed in the mid-innings? Is it the captaincy, or what is it that Team Pakistan are wanting currently?
You're going to have to look at the personnel, don't you? The ability to repeat a good ball. Okay, they've missed Nazim Shah, a very fast bowler who's done very well. But is he the only one that's going to make a difference?
Yeah.
I don't think so. You need to review each player in a respectful way, not nastily, with the express purpose of making that team stronger. So I would expect there'll be some changes in the players to who they feel deserves a chance, and you have another 4-year cycle to build up and to get right. You never know. There could be some boys performing in the A team. I'll be looking at that under 19 team. In the domestic circuit, ones who are doing consistently well, whether they fit the model of an international cricket, all these things I'm sure will be reviewed, and I'm expecting some changes in personnel.
Do you expect some changes in their current playing 11? The regular, we saw one change today, but would you see a few more guys being pulled out of the remaining 4 sitting in the squad?
There could be. There absolutely could be.
Who would you be replacing?
Well, this is I knew you'd ask me that one. Oh dear. Maybe from the bowling side of things rather than the batting. Barber's back into a little bit of form. Rizwan is leading their run scorers. Abdul Shafiq is doing okay. And the openers, the other Shafiq and I can't remember the other openers off the top of my head, but they seem to be doing okay. Saud Shakil is also a good youngster. Iftikhar is performing and doing a job. So there you are. I think that top 6 you could possibly, go with again, but maybe you're looking at, 1 leg spinner, not 2. Mohammad Nawaz will come back. He seems to be a steady guy.
Osama Mir stays because he was brought in the last game.
Well, he's had 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably stay. Shadab Khan, as vice-captain, got a reprieve today. Did he do enough? His batting was okay, as we all know.
Yeah.
He needs to be more consistent with his bowling, though, yeah? Good cricketer, but just a little bit dipping in form. I saw him bowl some magnificent deliveries today, but not enough of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be giving Fakhar Zaman other chance for the remaining of their fixtures?
Well, he's the guy in form, gets you off to a really good start, and gives confidence. He's done it.
Yeah.
But he's been sadly out of form coming into this tournament and continued it in
all their matches.
And now he's got a knee problem, hasn't he? But you may be overcoming that knee problem, but who knows, he may be able to come back and play, but the bowlers need to, really improve on their length and direction. Maybe Harris Roth might struggle to get a game next, I'd say.
Okay, lots of comments flooding in. Let's take a few more. Okay. Hemant says, by no way is this an upset, make no mistake. This is proper hammering. Lots of people agreeing with you, Dav, lots of people. There's
lots of descriptive adjectives you could use. Hammering was one word. A bath is another one. An old-fashioned hiding, bumble or slap, But seriously, it was a very big win. 8 wickets in hand, 1 over left.
Yeah.
they paced it beautifully, didn't panic, a lot of correct decisions, 8 wickets in hand. That was a hammering, to use the word.
So you agree with it, with Hemant?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, surely.
Okay. Kakran says, LMAO, you get the abbreviation. This wasn't even an upset. It's an absolute decimation.
Catherine.
Another, Kakran.
Oh, Catherine.
Yeah.
My wife's name's Catherine. What's she writing?
Who knows, maybe she was watching the match.
Well, she generally does.
No more with Fortmore.
Yeah. So what was the comment? That they
Decimation. This was an absolute decimation.
Well,
it was not an upset.
Yeah. So that's another adjective, right? Decimation.
Yeah.
Yeah. All those words mean the same thing, and it was a big, big victory. Great evening. I'm sure they'll celebrate well tonight. They'll sleep well too.
Yeah. Okay, Manish says, first time Afghanistan won 2 matches in an ICC tournament. What a victory. They sailed steady and won for their country. Yes, they did. Ashwani says, wow, Afghanistan wins the hearts of cricket fans with their big-hearted run chase. Ajay Jadeja mentorship impact clearly visible. Congratulations.
Well, he's part of the support staff who makes a contribution. Yeah, well done to Ajay. And all the support staff, Jonathan Trott, and 1 or 2 other guys, I can't quite get their name, but I've seen them on TV. Yeah, a lot of that stuff is done behind the scenes. You don't really see what goes on. What we see is what the players do on the field on game day, but there's a lot of stuff goes on, in the days leading up to competition. So, yeah, very pleased for everybody, and they deserved it today.
Dab, what is it about Afghanistan that wins the hearts of many cricket fans all over? You just saw so much support coming for that team there.
Yeah, they're perceived to be a team which is, hard done by, and there are a number of things that
point towards that.
Yeah, as I said, they never play at home.
Yeah.
No one travels there. No one will travel there. So they have to, set up their home base. At the moment, Sharjah, I think. So a lot of their camps before competition is done, and I think in the UAE, they were based here in Noida for a while.
Noida.
And their, the financials, like they can't receive money in Afghanistan. They have to open up bank accounts in Dubai. So a lot of these things, add up to, being hard done by, and they come and win like this. So I can understand a lot of followers in cricket who've seen this result, or if they haven't seen it live, they'll watch the replay, the highlights, and they'll be chuffed, They'll be also sad for Pakistan, but teams go through that sometimes. It's the Pakistan turn at the moment, which is never nice, but it happens. You've got to go through that, make the most of it at the other, and you come out the other end.
Well, that's interesting. Also, Dav, the fact that they set up their home camp in these various locations, could it in any way contribute to them getting used to different playing conditions and then adapting to it?
Well, yeah, I suppose.
It's tough for sure, but I'm just trying to look at the bright side of things.
Yeah, there's always 2 sides to a coin, right? Yeah, I didn't.
That's a very glass half full theory, of course.
Yeah, no, I think you're probably right to a point that they go and they lob into certain countries sometimes and set up camp, and they would get used to it. The practice wickets in Dubai, the ICC, which is 150 practice wickets, it's not 150, but a lot of them. And there's so many different, they replicate so many different types of surfaces around the world.
Yeah.
So that is also an advantage.
Yeah.
I would think that they would.
It's tough, no doubt, but yeah.
But I'm sure they would take advantage of, the option to bat on certain pitches that are very similar to whoever they're going to play with. So that's a advantage for sure.
Yeah.
But so. There's always 2 sides of the coin. Most teams will have their preparation at home. They haven't got a home at the moment. It changes.
Okay, this one comes in from Carol, who says, "Hey Isha, missed you in the last couple of lives. Love your commentary and analysis." Thank you so much, Carol. I was gone only for one day, actually. I've been here every day, but thank you so much appreciated. And Dav and I and the entire sports desk on with WION is always here getting you the best that we can from this World Cup. Dav, we also conducted a few polls. Okay, and it should be very interesting to see the results of a few of these. Can Pakistan still reach the semi-finals? Yes or no?
Technically, yes. Mathematically, definitely they can. They have to win. If it takes 6 games to get in the finals, they have 4 left. They've played 5, 4 to go, and we've seen those countries they have to play, so they can. They win those. Good luck.
So this is the absolute last make or break stage for any team to go into the top 4.
Yeah, once you played 5.
Round 5.
Yeah, and assuming you've won, you've won 2.
So any do or die for any team, this is where they have to make sure that they have their 6 games. 6 games, right? They have to win 5 or 6 to get into the top 4.
Well, we're saying 6.
Yeah.
So they've won 2, right? They've won 4 points, and there's 4 games left.
Yeah. Okay. Should Babar Azam still be Pakistan's captain? 77.6% say no.
It's going to be tough.
22.4% say yes.
It's going to be tough.
Also, the result of the previous poll question was 92.6% saying no, Pakistan cannot reach the semi-finals, and the rest 7.4% saying yes, they can still reach the semi-finals.
But Disha, at what point do you blame the captain? At what point do you blame the coach? You know, like that's an interesting topic in itself. How do you apportion the attributes, not saying blame, the attributes to what causes the result?
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. Yes, I think that there is some responsibility on leadership, for sure, both off the field and on the field, coaches. But I'm unsure in my own self as to what percentage should be attributed to that, because he's not the only one that
who has accounted for this.
And it's the players that make the coach. But the coach also has to, you know, do the best he can. I'm sure he is, but there'll be knives out for that too. You know? Just
to reiterate, we're just being stricklers here because we thoroughly like to analyze the game and teams.
Yeah.
Who knows, Pakistan actually make it to the top 4. You still don't know. Technically they still can. Okay, can Afghanistan reach the semi-finals? That should be an interesting one. Yes or no? Can Afghanistan reach the semi-finals?
I said earlier I don't think they... Well, I said they're not going to win the Cup.
Yeah.
But they also have 4 games left, haven't they? And they play their next game... Well, Pakistan play there. I think, Afghanistan's played 2 in Chennai. They move on.
Yeah.
Pakistan play the next one there in Chennai. So they can, mathematically. It's going to, they have to play out of their skins.
Interestingly, 52.8% say yes, they can reach the semis.
As long as they lose the toss in those ones.
The jinx of winning the toss. Should we already start calling that? We perhaps should not. Okay. 47.2% say no, they cannot make it to the semi-finals.
I'll be in that 42%.
Okay. A lot of support, however, there for Team Afghanistan, which is very interesting because going by statistics and probability, still a resounding amount of viewers saying, yes, they can make it to the semis.
Very hopeful, though. Very hopeful.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the end of our coverage on our post-match analysis show on WION World of Cricket. Tomorrow is another day. It's South Africa versus Bangladesh. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. We will get you analyses on that as well. That's it from me and Dav for now. Bye. We'll catch you later.